To be fair, the listen to trans people point is really stupid. This is why I wish woke schools would stop saying listen to blank people as an argument, because it just leads to conservatives saying shit like this, or even well-meaning people saying shit like this and believing shit like this. The actual point that lefties mean when they say that, ideally, is listen to people from that group explaining their personal lived experience in the context of the actual truth. If you want to learn about trans rights and the trans experience and facts about, like, the, studies and data around trans identity, you should first look at the data and the science. That's where you're going to pull your primary info from. But if you want to humanize that and make it not just numbers and stats and data and graphs, you humanize that by listening to lived experience, anecdotal stories. You personify that data and give it meaning with someone's lived experience, with someone's story. I did a segment about Blair White in the last stream where we just basically went over everything she's ever provably, knowingly lied about dangerous stuff too, not just insignificant things, but dangerous things she's lied about. I went over all of that. Go check that out. But like, Blair White will tell her lived experience and say, oh, listen to me, I'm a trans person, but none of what she says lines up with what data or studies or any of the body of facts and science we have on these issues suggests. And this tends to be the case with many of the people that individuals like this will say, why don't you listen to them? Well, because they're typically known liars and propagandists and grifters like Blair White or Candace Owens. They use their identity as a shield or as sort of a platform through which they can use an authoritative voice on certain issues, but just because they're part of that identity doesn't make them an expert on it. And oftentimes their supposed lived experience is either completely provably false, like in the case of Blair White and Candace Owens. Blair White has literally lied on the record about what age she knew she was trans years ago when, like, being anti-trans was far less dominant online and he had to be more mask on. Blair White went on Joe Rogan and said she knew she was trans when she was 5 years old. Nowadays, though, the line has been drawn to be way more transphobic, so to be the pick-me she has to be, she's now had to, like, go back on that. People have brought it up and said, how could you say that you knew you were trans at 5 years old? What are you saying, that you were groomed? You were groomed? Do you think kids should be groomed? Like, so she lied to, like, walk back something she'd previously told the truth about. You can't always trust the lived experience of someone from a particular marginalized group. It's why I don't like the left saying that.